The Six Secrets of Change, as presented by Megan Bartlemy, Jasandra Dennis, Stephanie Norman, and Dawn Van Horn. The purpose of selecting the Six Secrets of Change is to illustrate the need for change and how it can have positive results on an organization. It also explains how connecting with peers is the job of a good leader. When you're a good leader, you help motivate your employees to try to achieve the best in both themselves and the corporation. It provides a fruitful relationship between all. We are also going to discuss and illustrate the differences in how employees can feel valued and useful by expanding the capacity of their job. Most individuals will only do the day-to-day requirements if they're not feeling challenged, valued, and appreciated. As a team, we collectively decided to select chapters 2 and 3 in the 6 Secrets of Change. Chapter 2 discusses the connection of peers and purpose. This is correlating with our textbook through environmental pressures as well as organizational pressures for change that can provide the catalyst which peers can feel like they have a purpose in their mission and duties. When peers come together, the goal is to collectively, with a clear vision, provide their input. When talking about environmental and organizational pressures, sometimes the pressures can be of negative consequences or positive consequence. The goal of a good leader, of course, is to try to provide the best possible goals for their employees. If one can attain the buy-in, which is for downsizing, restructuring, or political pressures, trying to have these employees figure out what is a collective good through brainstorming some goals within the organization, allow them to feel empowered and appreciated during the change. Capacity building heightens the image of change. Leaders can help bring forward or encourage that capacity for change. In doing so, it allows the leaders to become facilitators, which equally goes towards being an image of change. Employees are provided with continuous progress in organizational learning, which allows for creative thinking instead of group or negative thinking. Also, a role is to allow effective change to take place. A leader wants to be able to foster a team environment so that employees feel empowered to make these changes. Some applications of these secrets are to encourage peer collaboration, which can benefit both the individual and the organization as a whole. Information sharing between peers, groups, etc. is a great way to exchange ideas, techniques, and best practices that enhance development. However, peer interactions must be purposeful and must be characterized by high capacity knowledge and skills. According to Fullen, purposeful peer interaction works best under these 3 conditions. 1. When the larger values of the organization and those of the individual and group mesh. 2. When information and knowledge about effective practices are widely and openly shared. And 3, when monitoring mechanisms are in place to detect and address ineffective actions, while also identifying and consolidating effective practices. Creating and building better teams begins with hiring the right individuals. Organizations should be clear of their objectives and match these with the right fit for the organization. Organizations that select the best and invest in their employees build capacity through continued development, resources, and motivation. Employees should be encouraged to take initiatives based on knowledge. Managers can then use empirical, rational, or normative re-educative strategies to align the individual personal goals with the company goals. Capacity building is shadowed by criticism, punitive consequences, and judgmentalism. Condemnation of individuals, including employees saying their actions are not good enough, usually based on personal standards. In the chapter Connect Peer with Purpose, the author explains what he calls the too tight, too loose dilemma. Organizations with sharp goals and tight accountability result in passive and alienated employees. This is usually top-down management styles. Organizations with too loose management experience drift and inertia. A balance between the two results in purposeful, peer interactions. Fullen's 3 elements shed light on what connects peers with purpose. This link between Fullen's concept and Palmer's managing organizational change is the external and internal changes in an organization that can foster purposeful peer interactions. Either external or internal changes can foster changes within the organization that are geared towards pro-social behaviors, investing in employee-loose-type relationships. Palmer points out several different types of environmental and organizational pressures that can shape social and cultural changes, employees' behaviors, and the overall structure of leadership of a company. In Secret 3, Fullen looks at leadership as a key concept to create capacity building. Capacity building concerns competencies, resources, and motivation. Non-judgmental approach can create capacity building, and there is no room for judgmentalism. Companies can recruit talented employees that will build the company and their goals. Fullen says that talent depends on how a person is managed or led. Palmer's image, managing, has 2 key images of managing. Can build capacity building either through controlling activities and shaping capabilities, and differing assumptions about managing. Purposeful peer interactions align values of an organization with those of an individual or group. Fullen's three elements describe what connects peers with purpose. Both Fullen's concept and Palmer's managing organizational change gives explanation to external and internal changes an organization can make to foster peers with a purpose. Purposeful peer interactions align the values of an organization with those of an individual or group. Fullen's three elements describe what connects peers with purpose. Both Fullen's concept and Palmer's managing organizational change give explanation to external and internal changes an organization can make to foster peers with purpose. Fullen explains that leadership is a key concept in capacity building, concerning competencies, resources, and motivation. These two secrets of change illustrate both the need for change and methods to put these secrets into action.